Okay, so sorry guys, sorry for the issue. There was some audio technical issue. My system's audio was not getting detected. To restart. I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know if you guys can see it. Okay. Is the screen visible? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so good morning everyone located in India, good evening to people in US. So today we will be having an high-level overview of the marketing cloud training that we will be providing to you. And in that we will cover course content, the intention behind doing this, why we should do this training, the benefits we'll be getting after doing it, and we'll be setting expectations from all of us, like what all you guys are looking for from this course, and make sure that we match that. First of all, this training will be arranged by svtechsoft. This is the website, and this is a section of Marketing Cloud which you can check. Wherein we first of all the benefits. Let's talk about that. Post this training, what all we'll provide from our end apart from the training and guidance towards certification. First is the guidance for certification to Marketing Cloud Email Specialist exam, how to approach and how to clear that. We'll be providing you 100% assistance with that. Then after that, we'll also provide you with an AMP guide free of cost, which is completely complimentary from our side, which you can learn AMP script in detail and down the line prepare yourself for the developer exam. Then we'll be also providing the org access for free of cost for 3 months. Then you're looking for interviews, tracking that, we'll also help you with that and getting job opportunities. Then here from the website, you can download the PDF which explains you the course content in detail. And you basically want to have an overview. What does this course do is it will be an interactive course, and who should do it? Mostly email marketers or people who are into digital marketing, who want to have an additional edge by having Salesforce certification on their resume. And in case if you're already working in your company and the company has a project of Salesforce Marketing Cloud, you want to switch to that. For definitely the perks that you get by having the Salesforce brand on your resume. Let's do this course. And for this, if you have any prior knowledge of Salesforce Marketing Cloud, that will be an added point. But in case if you are new or a fresher to this technology, then also you guys can do it. No prior knowledge is needed. You will start from scratch, you build the foundation, and at the same time will teach you the course in and out. Okay. Then let me show you guys how the course will look like, how Marketing Cloud interface looks like.
Hi, sorry to interrupt you. Your voice is breaking. Maybe some issue.
Okay. Let me check.
Maybe issue with your speaker or something.
Okay, is it still breaking?
Now it's good.
Okay, thank you. So I'm logging into my marketing cloud, or once you log in, this is how the this is how the UI will look like, the homepage UI once you log in. And let's take a detailed look in the course content, what all you will be getting from the course. Um, the first module that we have in that will cover your data structure. So whenever you begin working on any cloud platform, the first thing that you will need to have is your own database, to which basically you'll be sending out emails, you will be segmenting that and targeting different audiences and all. So the first thing you'll be doing is creating your own database and saving them in different tables. These tables in Marketing Cloud are known as lists or data extensions. So high level overview, two different methods of saving data in Marketing Cloud. In list, easy to create. It is in line with your system attributes. You cannot add custom attributes to a list. Whenever you create, the structure will look the same. Only the records in that will change. All of the lists in a platform will look the same. So if I have to create a list, it's pretty easy to do. However, on the other end, if we have huge set of data, complex, if you want to have complex algorithms on it, run SQL, segment them, then in that case, you'll choose data extensions. In data extensions, you can have your custom fields. Each data extension will be unique, and you can basically have different fields here for your data extension, which is not that in case of list. So two different methods, they cater different purposes depending on your requirement. You can choose. In the course, you'll also get to know when to go for which method and the benefits and the do's and the don'ts of each one of those. And once you learn uh, the data structure and how to save data, how to import data into Marketing Cloud, the next thing you'll learn is the content. When I say content, so basically once you prepare your database, then you need to prepare your content, using which you'll be sending out your emails to the subscribers. And in that, if you see, this is content builder of Marketing Cloud. It is the latest application created and provided, most recent application created, and it is robust and dynamic. In this you can create your templates, different content blocks and emails. In content blocks, it can be a button, dynamic content, HTML block, image block, anything, smart capture block, a text block. You can create anything. All of that is termed as content here in Marketing Cloud, right? So in
Hey,
this,
can I interrupt for 1 second?
yeah, sorry,
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
yeah, sure, please
Uh,
go ahead.
so once we learn this, is there any way we can get our hands dirty? I mean, is there a test or somewhere we can download, or is there some place where we can go and try things ourselves? Because unless we do something, we won't be getting some idea, right?
Right. So the third point that I covered from the previous page, the benefits, will be providing you with the org access for 2 months. So this org that you're seeing, right, you will get
Okay.
your own license access for a couple of months, in which you can create your own folder assets, get your hands dirty, like you said, practice and build up your experience. Because I understand it's a technical course, and by just watching or listening to the class will not be sufficient. It will just give you an idea, but to have 100% expertise on it, you'll have to create your own uh, scenarios and replicate it and build those. So You will have a practical guide as well that will explain you step by step how to approach and create different scenarios and tackle those.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So once you create content, we also basically in that teach how to personalize your email. What do I mean by personalization? Over here, if you see, there is a name section here, right? So if you have millions of subscribers, you cannot go practically and type in name of each and every person before sending out the email. So in that case, this is how we add personalization strings. And if we go to preview and test here, depending on the subscriber, it will pick up its name automatically. I'm just giving you a small example. So here the name was test user, that's why it's showing as test. Here the name is John, you'll see as John. So a small example on how do we personalize the content in Marketing Cloud. This is just a personalization string. You can use any of the here. I have used name. We can use any of it. Like if you want to have what sport they're interested in inside somewhere, you can do that. Depending on these attributes, if you want different content areas to display, we can do that. Let's say this guy is interested in swimming. So we can add dynamic content block, which shows images or blocks related to swimming only. That dynamic content inside email is also possible. So each one of the subscribers would be getting a unique email, specially catered to their interests, highlighting their name for better attention grabbing. So all of that we'll be learning how to create that. Also, some of you would say that to create emails, we would need to know HTML. So if you know HTML, well and good, you can write your custom codes on it. However, so this is the HTML code of this email, how it will look like. In case if I do not have an HTML expertise, then what do I do? In that case, use the content blocks here in Marketing Cloud. Like I can drag something like that here simply and start creating, let's say, want a text block here. So I added a text block here. I can write my own text that I want to have. And it will appear in the email the way I write it. I can edit it. You can add various blocks, buttons, snippets to it and create your email. All of this email that you see over here, this is built simply using all of these blocks. All right, nothing out of the box that's been used. All of this is designed here itself. So you will get to learn how to add all of this, how to create your own emails by just simple drag and drop. And once you learn how to prepare your content, in the next module, we will learn how to test your emails. So if you saw some time back, here what I did was I was in preview and test mode. Here it tells you the email that you have built, how it will display for that particular subscriber on the desktop or on the mobile, right? You can create blogs that are mobile optimized as well. How to do that, we'll learn in our modules. And you can here also send test sends to your own email address. Then you will receive this email in your email client, and then you can see how it renders, whether whatever you have designed here is what you're getting at the end. And one thing also that we have to understand is this block, this email, this tool, content builder tool that we have, it follows WYSIWYG, WISYWYG, which means what you see is what you get. So whatever you see here is what you will get in your inbox. So it's pretty simple, easy to do. If any one of you has access to have a litmus license, you can log in, and once you do that, you can get to see how this email will render in different email clients like Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, because all of them will use different rendering algorithms. So once you create your email, you can test how it looks on the different email clients. I'll show you a small example. So if you guys have access to Litmus, in case if anyone of you has not used it so far, this is how it will generate previews for each and every client of the emails that you have created. So if there is any email client that if someone is using dark version of the email client, this is how the email would render. It also has mobile clients in it. So it's good to have tool to ensure that your email renders nicely across all platforms. Here, like I mentioned, you can test your emails by sending it to your email address. You can create a data extension of the people, decision makers in here, and you can then send your email to that test data extension that you create. So you can send it to like up to 5 people over here, and also to a test data extension from here. All right. And after testing, we learn the send flow. What are the different types of email, how to send them, what is a user initiated email. User initiated email is nothing but email that gets generated by an action that the end user, the subscriber who is receiving the email takes. So you'll learn how to do those. A/B testing, how to create an A/B test before sending your email to hundreds and thousands of people. You can have a small test group of maybe 20 or maybe 5% or 2% of your audience. Test your few couple of versions of your emails using different content, subject lines, and different send times, and see how the email performs. And then, depending on the winner, you can then send it to the entire audience. Once you then we also have in the sending block bounce mail management. Once you send emails, it's not necessary that all of the subscribers would be active. Few of the subscribers might have a full inbox, because of which we would get a soft bounce and the email will not get delivered. So in that case, uh, the email will be in the subscriber would be in bounce status, and in bounce mail management will go through techniques of how to manage the bounced emails. This is how the tracking of your email looks like. You see here, there was one hard bounce and one soft bounce. So you get to know after sending out your emails in tracking the performance of it, how many people opened, clicked, and all. Here you can review the bounces, and then we'll have the further details of how to manage those bounces. Then the, when you send out emails to large set of audience, not all of them would still want to receive it. Few of them would want to opt out or unsubscribe from your emails. So we'll learn and understand what different methods and different uh, ways of unsubscribing are, and how they are managed in Marketing Cloud. Once you send out your emails, here we learn how to analyze your performance. Tracking is one of the section. We also have something known as reports. We can create reports and see our performance of our emails or lists, or your monthly performance, weekly performance of your emails. We can do that. Analyzing helps in providing feedbacks to the decision makers, and uh, also to measure the effectiveness of your campaigns, your open rates, delivery rates, and then it will help you in improving your further campaigns. These numbers, whatever you see over here, who are your unengaged subscribers, you can target it from here. So basically, overall, this will help you in uh, associating numbers and evaluating the performance of your email campaigns. Then there's something known as segmentation. So when you have large set of audience, right? In that case, from marketing perspective, they'll always segment the audience. Like say, for example, if you are an uh, apparel brand, or else if you're a sports brand, in that case, whatever data you have of your subscribers, you would have different attributes in it. Like mm, sometime back, the previous email we saw that we had attributes related to sports. The interest of the people was recorded. Here, for example, I've created a filter wherein the country is United States, and I've got all those results. I can go ahead and change the filter. Interest. Here you have different operators in the filters to write. It's getting refreshed. So basically, if you see over here, it has created its own filter. It's as good as writing an SQL query to select particular fields and write conditions. So if you're not quite hands-on with SQL, you can simply use the drag and drop function of filter over here, and you can segment your data. So it's still getting refreshed. Once we do, in the records, we'll get details of subscribers who in their interest have only hiking in it. Let it refresh. So basically, overview, this is how you filter your data. And you will also have query activity wherein you will write your own SQL query. Why to use that? Sometimes you might have complex, sometimes the logic to filter would be simple. However, sometimes you would have complex logic wherein you would want the first from the list, or sort the details in some order, and then from them associate ranks and all of that. In that complex logic scenario, uh, we would need SQL. So after completion of this filter, if you see, it has got me results of people who are interested in hiking and people who stay in the United States. So two filters I applied on my data extension. The data extension had about 50 subscribers. However, it has got me only two. Initial filter was United States, wherein it had got me 15, and out of those 15, only two people are interested in hiking. So this is how we can segment our data and then send emails to this particular segment that we have created, and do our campaigns. So if you see, right from creating your email to filtering your segments, everything is like simple drag and drop, and all of the options you get to see are mostly in the UI. So even if you do not have much of a technical background, you will still be able to manage your day-to-day tasks and activities on the platform. Once we learn segmentation, uh, we learn how to send emails, how to create content, how to save our data into different data structures. Once we know that, Then we have something known as automation. Why do we need automation? Now, if we have to send out emails, right? Let's say we want to send a welcome email to a new subscriber who joins our list every time. It is not practically possible or feasible to manually send that to that one person. In that case, you create a welcome email and you create a journey or an automation, and then you automate all of the process that would be involved in it, and you send out emails. Also, we can consider an example that you have your database of your subscriber and birth date in it. In that, 5 days before the birthday, you want to send out a discount coupon like, hey, it's your birthday this week, and let's have this 20% discount code uh, across our site, and that you can do using automation. Now, every day out of the millions of subscribers you have, you would have hundreds and thousands of people who have the birthdays every day. So the automation would run at a particular schedule if you want, and then you can filter only the people who have the birthday 5 days from now, and then send email to those. I'm just giving you a sample example. In detail, in the automation, we will see how to create those filters and how to automate those, how to refresh those, and how to add email in the email activity inside an automation.
Hello.
Once you save it,
Yeah, bye.
does any one of you have a query? Okay. So we can configure schedules for automations. It can start at a particular date. If not today, it can start at a particular time. Mention the time zone. How many times do you want it to run, like hourly, daily, weekly? Let's say we are doing a monthly newsletter in this automation monthly. On a particular day of the month, you can decide on day 30th, on day 27th, or on the first Sunday also you can have, and end after how many occurrences. Or end on a particular date. This automation can end on a particular date, or it can never end and just keep on running. So all the possible permutations and combinations that you can think of can be set over here, and that will decide the frequency of the automation and the schedule. Sometimes you might have a scenario when there is an external vendor that is sending you a file on the FTP which contains data of your subscribers, and whenever that file is dropped, you would want to import all of those data into your data extension that you have created. So in that case, you will use a file drop automation. File drop automation usually will be followed by import file. So file drop will be dropping the file on the FTP. Import file, you can create a definition and tell the platform how to import all of that data from FTP to Marketing Cloud. And then you can have your own sets of activities once it is there in a data extension, how to filter or do further activities in it. So this is automation. It's a very powerful tool because it saves time, and it also automates all of your activities so that you don't have to look after things in and out. And this is a demo account, that's why you don't see a lot of automations. However, in my company, in my live org, we have like at least 5 to 6 automations that run daily that sends emails to millions and millions of subscribers. So it just makes our lives easy. And so if you see the flow of automation in automation, if you see the activities that happen is common for all of the subscribers. So each one of the subscriber will go through the query whoever qualifies will get the email, and all of these activities will be common. So every subscriber will go through this. The steps will not be unique, or we cannot have different steps for different subscribers. In that case, if you want to have unique journey for each and every subscriber, in that case, we have journey builder. We also learn that when we learn automations. In journey, basically, you can segment your data and have different activities followed after the segmentation, or else
Sorry
depending
to
on the
interrupt
customer
you,
activity.
Siddesh. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Darshan.
Sorry to interrupt you. Actually, this is all the course content, right?
Yes,
So, would you please tell us, like, what is Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and what is the purpose of this tool, and how does, like, who are the people can get into this job? Like, some people are like, technically they're good. Some people they don't like coding and also, right? So, I
right,
just want
right,
to
right.
know, what is the purpose of this tool, and what are the tools we need to learn to implement this? Could you please tell us?
Sure, sure. I was going to come at that after the last uh, topic to cover. So journey builder was the last topic, uh, in which every customer can go through a custom path, and depending on that, you can set different activities inside the journey. Coming to the question that we have right now, what in a high level overview, what is Marketing Cloud? So
Yes.
Marketing Cloud is a Salesforce platform
Mm-hmm.
amongst the different platforms that Salesforce offers, like Sales Cloud, Health Cloud, Service Cloud, Commerce Cloud. Marketing Cloud is one. So Marketing Cloud is used to send emails, bulk emails. When I say bulk, it can be millions and billions of people. Track your emails and engage your subscribers through those emails and SMSs. So to do all of that, you need a Marketing Cloud. You can track your emails, and using the tracking and analytical tools, you can improve email campaigns. So in a nutshell, Marketing Cloud is a tool used for sending out emails and SMSs to engage your subscribers, or else to send newsletters, or else to improve your sales. The purpose can be uh, varying depending on the objectives of the email campaigns. It can be to improve awareness for your subscribers. Now, who should do it? People who are into digital marketing uh, sector, who want to have the branding of Salesforce on your resume. Like, if you ask me, technically, Marketing Cloud is one of the most easiest platform you can learn and have a Salesforce brand on your CV, right? And that helps in your career growth, because I have seen people, you can take my own example, who have got 100% hikes during their switches. And once you master this, I mean, you ask for it, you get it during your interview. So people who are looking at monetary wise progression in their career, or else suppose you are not from IT background, however, you would be interested in becoming a developer. Why? Because developer jobs pay well, you get better exposure, you get better package, you get better benefits, perks once you're a developer, because then you create your own dependency. So Marketing Cloud is one of the easiest platform using which you can reach the developer profile. Like, I have seen, I myself took like couple of years when I came into Salesforce through Marketing Cloud to become a developer. I've seen people doing that within lesser than that time as well. So using within like 6 months, 1 year, people have become developer on Marketing Cloud. So what all tools you need before coming into Marketing Cloud? If you are a blank slate, that is still possible. If you do not have any technical background, if you see our course content, it is designed in a way that even if you have absolutely zero knowledge of email campaigns or technical knowledge, we will still cover all of that, and we'll still teach all of that in the course, and you'll still be able to utilize the platform. And if you saw, the platform had drag and drop tools, right? So not a lot of technical knowledge is required. It is required in certain scenarios, yes, wherein you have to write your own SQL query and all. So if you ask me, if your company would demand you to write your own custom HTML code, or else to be able to segment your own audience, your data extensions using complex SQL queries, then knowing SQL, knowing HTML helps you in uh, making the 100% utilization of the platform. Because in that case, you are not just dependent on the features and the functionalities that you see in the UI. If your complex requirement requires you to go out of the box, you can write your own code and get that out of the tool. Did I answer all of your queries?
Yeah, so the HTML and SQL are needed for Salesforce Marketing Cloud, right?
It's not needed. Knowing that is like having an added advantage, you know.
Okay, okay. So when did the Marketing Cloud started? Like these emails and are usually whoever listens about emails means we all know that sending or receiving is a very common thing about emails. So what is
Right.
about like Marketing Cloud emails?
Okay. So the first question, Marketing Cloud. So earlier it was Exact Target, like you see over here. It is marketingcloud.exacttarget.com. Salesforce acquired this in 2015, so it's not a very old tool. So if you go out in the market, you will have people with at the most 6-7 years of experience on Marketing Cloud. People who have been associated with Exact Target will have around 10 years of experience at the max 11, not more than that. So it's a very like good time to enter into this technology and get yourself certified and have your own footprint in the journey of Marketing Cloud, because you will be one of the early pioneers and early adapters into that, right? And not a lot of competition in it because it is still gaining momentum, but still lots of opportunities because all big companies still use this. And like you said, sending emails, receiving it is common. But then if you see the tools that Marketing Cloud provides to build your own emails, easy drag and drop tools, even if you do not have expertise on HTML, you can still create your emails. So the ease of use that it provides, it is unlike any other tool. Plus, the automations and journeys that Marketing Cloud provide is more powerful. Wherein, when we cover these automations, you will get to know that, I mean, what all things you can do using Marketing Cloud. Like if I have to show you an example of any journey, you have hundreds of activities at your disposal, and using those activities, you can configure your uh, emails differently. So if you see here, you can have different data sources. You can have a cloud page as a data source. Let's say you created a cloud page. Cloud page is nothing but a page wherein people land when they click on certain link. Over there, they can submit their data. Once they submit, they can enter this journey. And if you see here, we have a decision split, which is nothing but a filter that we saw sometime back. It filters your audience. Different emails can be sent to different filters, and after sending your emails you can wait for a time and then see which all people opened the email. If the people have opened the email, they can exit. If they haven't opened the email, you can send up another follow-up email here. So it tracks, after sending out email, it also tracks the activities of the subscribers, right? So based on those activities, you can make your campaigns more effective, because here you get to see the people who have clicked on the email, who have opened the email. de- Depending on those different actions, you can have different follow-up activities as well.
Yeah,
So all of these
actually,
things.
okay,
Mhm.
sorry. Actually, I'm not getting like, okay, you're telling us about like emails and different strategies like creating and sending for a large number of people and all, that is all fine. But what is the purpose of this emailing in business, particularly for the companies? How it is used?
How it is used? Okay, I'll
Yes.
give you an example, right? Let's say you have joined a company called Flipkart, which
Mhm.
is a commerce, which has a commerce website, and in that case, Marketing Cloud would be integrated to their commerce site or their commerce cloud. They would have Marketing Cloud, Salesforce Commerce Cloud in that case. So data would be coming in from there. Let's say you, as a subscriber, you went on to the Flipkart website, you searched in the item that you are interested in. Let's say you wanted to buy a TV. You searched for a TV, and then after that, you didn't do anything. In that case, the Commerce Cloud tracks the abandoned searches. Now, if you have a list of people, abandoned search people, to convert them into a sales, what would you do? You would send them a follow-up email, maybe after 2 days, or saying that, hey, we still have your search history, or not directly say you have your search history, that still looking for these items you searched for on our website, we still have them in stock, or else give them an additional discount. Sometimes you might add a particular product to your cart and still not purchase, right? There's a possibility. So
Yeah.
those are the people who are highly interested in purchasing your products, but then they maybe for some XYZ reasons they didn't end up purchasing. In that case, what you do,
Okay.
you have all of those abandoned carts, the Commerce Cloud captures, that comes to Marketing Cloud. In that case, you just send emails to those saying that your cart is still with us. You can simply click on checkout and proceed. So the customer does not have to go through all of that selection, adding to the cart step again. So to improve your sales, to make your sales more effective, we send out emails to create awareness. Like, let's say you're launching a new brand. uh, you're a mobile company, like let's say OnePlus, you have a new product coming in. The next month you'll have OnePlus 10 or OnePlus 11 coming in. So in that case, uh, before even launching the product, you will have to create a buzz amongst your audience, right? In that case, you will be creating your newsletters and your awareness related emails. What is the product about? And you might want to send emails to people to pre-book the phones and all, different combinations, wherein you would need to send out emails to huge set of audience. In that case, when there is like millions and billions of people on data and different logic that you would want to apply, then you would need a tool, a powerful tool like Marketing Cloud to do that.
So it is like improving the business with different kind of emailing. Is that so?
Yeah. Improving the business with different kind of emailing, yes. Creating awareness, improving
Yeah,
your
like
sales.
yeah, for the advertising as well as for the
Yeah, yes. Like sometimes it can be just sending out transactional emails. Let's say you actually made a purchase on the website, you initiate a transaction, right? Then you need a order confirmation email saying that thank you for placing your order, we have received it, your item will be dispatched in the next 5 days. That's order confirmation email that you'll need to configure. That gets configured using transactional.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's say you're a customer and you withdraw money from your ATM. You want to send a transactional email. Thank you for using our ATM. This
Yeah.
is the amount that was withdrawn from your account. So different scenarios, different examples. So depending on the business that you're catering to, your reason and the email frequency
Nothing.
Yeah. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I hope I answered the query that we had just now. So apart from that, do we have any other query that someone would like to ask and have that answer for today? Have your doubts cleared before we initiate the course?
I have a question, Siddesh. So how long does it take for you to cover all the content that you mentioned in that course? Like
Uh,
how many days, in other words, like
So how
would
many
you
days depends on the daily hours that we put in. So in case if you're
uh-huh.
putting it up like 2 to 4 hours a day, then the course gets completed in 10 to 15 days.
Okay, okay. Well, I mean, if only we could put like 2 hours or an hour and more on the weekends, will that be feasible, or is it like a set schedule to take the course?
Now that will completely depend on the organizer of the course. In our case, SVTechsoft is organizing it. So
Okay.
that, and based on the availability and preference of all of the participants, it would, depend. So it is
Okay.
completely flexible depending on, the people who want to attend. It is designed and catered as per your flexibility, but at the same time, it has to match the majority of the group as well.
So are you going to be the instructor for this course, or is like
Yes,
okay,
I'll be the one taking the batch,
okay.
and I am currently working as a developer. So the course that you have, it places me in a better position to answer your queries, not just from the UI perspective, but sometimes if there is a custom question that would need custom implementation, I
Mm-hmm.
can how it is done. In case if that is too advanced for the course, I can at least tell you the resources where you can look for
Mm-hmm.
and the initial direction of how to go about implementing that.
Okay, okay. So is there a certification, like, so let's say we take this course,
Mhm.
and then okay, so after the course is done, do we need to have it like we have to go in a Salesforce website and take a test, like we do it for like other certifications?
Yes, you have Marketing Cloud Email Specialist certification that you can choose to have. Again, that is completely your call. Few people
Okay.
want the course to have knowledge and crack the interview. Few of
Mm-hmm.
them want to have a certification which helps you in, there are few companies who would want only the certified people to be selected for the interview. In their initial selection process, they would eliminate people who are not certified. So for that, if you want to have better reach and better branding on your resume, you can go for the certification. And like, yes, you have to go on the Salesforce website, register
Mm-hmm.
yourself for the exam. From our end, we'll be providing you with all the help needed for the certification. Like our course is designed in a way that after the course, you'll be able to clear your certification.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. Um, do we have any other questions? Some who would like to go next?
Yeah, hi Siddesh. This is Ravi. Do we need to know any prerequisites for this course? Like
Uh,
any marketing courses or anything?
Marketing courses, not required actually. Our course content will go through different scenarios wherein the implementation of this tool will come into the picture. If you do not know anything, not a problem. If you have some experience in email marketing, well and good. If you have some experience in SQL query, HTML, it will help you in creating your custom emails and creating your custom segments, advanced filtered segments. That is the only advantage you would get. if you do not have that experience, in our course, we will still cover basic SQL queries and we'll still provide you links to the various SQL websites from wherein you can learn advanced queries and implement that. So we'll cover that in case if you do not have that background or experience. So if you technically ask me, no practical experience or nothing is required.
Okay.
And that is when, like in the first point I covered is like, even if you're a blank slate, we will still cover, and also mentioned that Marketing Cloud is one of the easiest Salesforce platforms to enter, to use to enter into the Salesforce environment. And this is why I mentioned that, because you need not have any prior technical knowledge or experience before getting into it. Like if you take my example, I like in my graduation I had computers, and after that I did MBA, and I was in marketing field, but very much pretty much away from technology perspective. Like I was more into marketing, but then I still could get into it within few years, reach developer certification, like be a developer in my organization. Now I'm preparing for architect. So it's pretty, what do you say, easy if you have your goal set and if you're consistent at what you do. I don't see any challenges in like knowing few things from beforehand would, make any difference.
Is it more into development side, or how this tool looks like?
It is It is both actually. It is designed in a way that campaign managers can log in and manage. If you are just the owner of the business, you can log in, you can assign different users, different roles. You can just have a look at the reports. If you are the campaign manager, you can create your emails, send out emails. If you're the developer, you can write the ham script code or the personalization strings and all of that. That would create dynamic emails. You can write down codes for landing pages, and you can write down API calls for the scenarios that I mentioned, wherein you place an order somewhere and then that triggers an email. Now that is done via an API call. So you can, as a developer, you can design that. So basically, in a team of people who look after Marketing Cloud, there are different roles again in that, wherein you can have campaign managers, email developers, or you can have uh, lead developers that look after the API calls. So depending on the role that you're justifying in your team, your area of expertise and tasks would vary. So you will still have to choose whether you want to go to the development side or you want to stick to the campaign management side. So it's completely dependent on you and your interest that clicks to you once you get into it. Did that answer your query?
Yeah. So, sorry, one more quick question. So, as you're saying, the campaign manager and the developer, will you cover both in this course, or only the developer?
So this course is designed to build your foundation and to have you have a hands-on experience on the platform. We'll cover basics of SQL. HTML is something we cannot cover because that will be another course in it altogether. So it is expected out of you that down the line, if you want to create your own custom uh, coded emails, to parallelly learn HTML tags and learn that HTML language, which is pretty easy again. But the course is not designed as per developer or so. It will cover your foundation from wherein you can later on decide whether if you want to go to development side, then we'll provide you with the AMScript guide. We'll provide you with the links to certain places. The SQL related link will provide, so that if you build your interest towards becoming a developer, you can have those topics cleared and be ready for that next step. Because ideally, if you ask me, the first certification you do is Marketing Cloud Email Specialist, with the course that you're covering. After that, you have administrator. In administrator, you learn to assign roles and all of that stuff.
how to administer the account. So sometimes you can also get a role of marketing cloud administrator in the company, wherein you do nothing of all of that we covered, but only administer the account, create users, disable users, assign them permissions, and different users should get different level of access, just manage that. That is also possible. You can just do the role of an administrator. So that is one of the tasks. After you become administrator, then ideally people go for either consultant or developer, depending on what they want to do. So becoming a developer would be like the second or the third step in your journey. So this course will build your foundation from where you can decide to go for developer.
Okay. Thanks.
Button లేదా?
Do we have any other query for the day?
Hi, I have one query. So what is the cost of the training program?
The cost of the training program will be shared to you by the organizer. I mean, they will share the details with you. I'm myself, I'm not familiar with the cost of individual cost of individual that would come for the training. Also, depending on what all is included, like in our case, the license for 2 months will be included in that and all. So that would vary the cost of the training. SVTechsoft will get in touch, and who basically got in touch with you to arrange the demo would be the correct person to answer you the cost of the training for you.
Okay. And one more question. So with the training, what is the which certification can we clear? Like there are developer, there are administration. Which certification can we clear with this training?
Salesforce Marketing Cloud Email Specialist. That is the first certification you go for in Marketing Cloud domain. So that is the first certification. You can clear that, and you can also start preparing for administrator, because a part of that will definitely be covered in this.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have any other queries from anyone else? Okay, I'll take that as a no if no one is coming up with any question. So to conclude our today's demo session, what I would like to again tell you is it is one of the best technology to be in right now. Salesforce is a hot market, like we all might know. If not, I'm telling you, the kind of growth we get once you get Salesforce certified is unparalleled. You can ask for the sky and you can get it offered to you. Only is the thing is you should be good at what you do. As long as you crack the interview, no matter what you ask, you people give that. So I haven't seen this a problem in this domain at all. So whatever your goal might be, monetary growth or career growth, Salesforce is the correct place to be in right now, considering the market and where IT is going. And in all of the Salesforce Marketing Cloud is one of the easiest platform to start your journey with. So I would highly recommend you guys doing it, because few years back when I wanted to get back into technical field, technical domain, technical side of the things from marketing, I mean I myself chose Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So based on my experience and whatever I have been doing so far, I would highly recommend it to you. Like it is one of the best platforms to be in, and few 1 year of experience, couple of years of experience, and you will have people from all over the world reaching out to you on LinkedIn for different profiles, different opportunities, and all of that. And uh, trust me, like I like to be in a place wherein I get to choose through a lot of options. So a lot of options come when there are a lot of opportunities. And as compared, I find Marketing Cloud has a good reach of opportunities as compared to other platforms. Reason behind it is new. There are not a lot of skilled developers in the platform. So once you clear your foundation and also learn few development, I mean, the demand for you will be like unparalleled. You will be highly in demand. So that's the place I like to be in, wherein there is less supply, more demand, so that your value automatically increases in the market.
And
Just one
Siddesh,
more question. One more
Yeah.
question before we close. Sorry for that.
Yes, please
What
go
is
ahead.
the so for a developer who has an experience of around 5 to 6 years, what is the appropriate certification in Salesforce?
Developer who has around 5 to 6 years of experience, appropriate certification. So if you're new to Marketing Cloud, right, the first certification that anyone and everyone would go through is email specialist, then administrator, and then developer. So instead of
Okay.
consultant as the third, you can go for developer as the third. Why I'm saying that is because the first certifications will help you get familiar with the UI
Platform. Okay.
platform, and then um, so there would be scenarios where you want to write your own query, but to be able to understand, okay, for this I'll have to write a custom query and not rely on the UI. You know,
Mhm.
that's when you will use your developer expertise. But then to know where to use developer expertise and when to rely on the UI, you
Right,
will
right.
need to have the foundation set. So no matter if you are a fresher, if you have a developer with 5 years of experience, ideally this is the course that will build your foundation. And after that, then you can choose whether to go administrator side, consultant side, or developer side. So ideally for you, I assume that you have 5 years of developer experience. I would recommend go through this course, uh, have it implemented 6 months or 1 year of experience, and parallelly, then after that, do administrator. If not administrator, you can directly go for developer after this developer certification.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. We had someone else also who wanted to question.
Yes, and Siddesh, how is this course and working on Salesforce Marketing Cloud going to be different for a person who is technical and somebody who is from a different background? I mean, non-technical background.
Okay. So for someone who is technical, logic, so there is a logic building part, right? Once you learn different segments, like how to store data, how to create emails, then there comes a place in while during creating an automation and a journey wherein you implement a logic. So in that case, the business will give you a flow chart using Lucid chart or something. They will give you a flow chart which which gives you a detailed explanation of the steps involved in the automation. Now, to convert that into a technical requirement and break it down into Marketing Cloud, a technical person who has an experience would basically be easily able to do that. However, a non-technical person might might have to invest some more time to break that build logic. However, in this course, we will cover different scenarios, like end-to-end scenarios. And for certification, we need to cover the logic building part as well. So in case if it is a 10-day course, we finish the course in 8 days. In the last 2 days, we reserve only for logic building. So that logic building part is to bridge that gap between someone who is new against someone who already has experience. And again, if someone already has experience, then from the prior experience, what to not use in Marketing Cloud in the logic building, because sometimes it's better to be a blank slate and have a fresh approach only from Marketing Cloud side to approach things. So both ways it works. So in the last 2 days of logic building in here in our course, we will bridge that gap.
I mean, in terms of learning HTML and
SQL.
SQL, yes. What's the difference? In the long run.
Difference in the long run, someone who has a technical background learning SQL might take maybe might take a month or might take 10 days, 5 days, depending on your logical appetite. So in the long run, if you ask me, everyone would be at the same platform, because a person who has technical background would learn it in a month. However, someone who does not would learn it in 3 months. But at the end of the day, Marketing Cloud has a community. It has Trailhead, the learning academy, wherein you can track your progress and you know what to do next. So if you have technical background, you'll do it quicker than as compared to someone who is new to it. So you did SQL, you did HTML. That's not the end of the road. Then there is API calls. After you learn API calls, there is server-side JavaScript as well that you can learn. So, sky's the limit. Once you start learning, then you become the developer, and then you would need to become architect maybe. Then to become the architect or consultant, you might need to have knowledge from Sales Cloud, Commerce Cloud, and then you would be developing the architecture of the organization. As in, um, maybe if it's a commerce website, then Commerce Cloud will collect the data. Commerce Cloud will pass it to Marketing Cloud, or a Sales Cloud will be the core of the data gathering, and then from there data will flow. So you'll design the architecture for the organization. You'll tell them what all to use in their implementation and how to go about it. So you know you will have an ongoing journey, no matter if you're a developer or you're not. However, the time required initially to reach there would vary depending on your prior experience. Did I answer your query, or you have anything
Yeah.
more specific to ask in
Yes,
that?
yes, yeah. After we start the journey, like how much into HTML and SQL, would facilitate a smooth journey into, starting a career, like basics or little more than basics or in depth, because I'm from non-technical background.
Right. So if you saw in the platform, right, and the email that I had shown in the platform, so that was built only by dragging and dropping without any HTML. In the background, the platform will create the HTML code for you. So even if you have zero knowledge of HTML, you are still able to create your emails. We saw how to filter our audience, right? You have no knowledge of SQL, you can still filter your audience. So you can still do your tasks, but when it comes to advanced filtering, if it is required, then yes, then learning SQL will help. And in our course, I'll cover the basics of it, so that at least your foundation is built in SQL, and then all you need to do is learn different functions. What is SQL, where to use SQL, all of that. And you just have to learn different functions for different scenarios then. No, so the basic syntax and all will come in the course. So don't worry on that part. Like basics, it's my job to make sure that your foundation is clear in a way that whatever advanced task comes your way, you would just need to Google as in which function of SQL to use, and you get syntax and then implement that. I mean, we'll cover all of that in the course.
Okay. Apart from developing, when it comes to interpretation, how does it differ from knowing SQL and HTML and, not being familiar with them? I mean, interpreting logic and, interpreting whatever has been done so far.
Uh, See, so in logic building part, knowing HTML or not would not create any difference when it comes to HTML. Your logic building part would be creating email, would be step one. Step two would be filtering your audience. Step three would be sending out your emails. Or step one would be importing your data into data extension. Step two would be creating the email. Okay, sometimes if you want to use AMP script, wherein AMP script is again one of the developer tasks, wherein you want to gather data from different data extensions and compile that to create some display, then in that case, yes, you need to learn AMP script, basic functionalities of it. But then again, it is not required, and not all scenarios would be complex wherein you have to use data from different data extensions. Most of 99% of the time You only gather information from the data extension to which you're sending out email to, or the table to which you're sending email to. You have all the information in that table and then you send out. Very, very rare scenario wherein you'll have to implement time script and make your emails more dynamic and more personalized. But then again, like, it will be too early for you to worry about all of that things, because if you ask me, my journey first 6 months in my organization, I didn't have to know all of that. Whatever I knew, implementing that only took 6 months to 1 year. So once you reach that phase wherein you have 1 year of experience, and then you learn, okay, there are certain things that cannot be possible from the UI, or while creating email, certain logic I cannot implement by just knowing this. That is the time when you start learning and implementing the development related tasks like SQL, AMP and sometimes when you go about rendering, you realize, okay, Outlook is rendering the email differently. So in that case, you reach a phase wherein you have to learn HTML. So again, depending on the role that you will get in your company, and after a few months of a few years of experience is when you will have to start worrying about, will I need SQL, or will I need, what will I need? So if you ask me, your journey will guide you. Your day-to-day tasks, whenever you get stuck, you refer to your colleagues, or you can reach out to me since I'm your trainer. We'll guide you, and that's when you'll get to know, okay, I have to learn basic few more things in SQL, or few more things in AMP or HTML. But initially, all you'll have to worry about is the UI that is there and how to get more familiar with it, so that you can accomplish all of your tasks without having to rely on development.
Okay. During your journey, did you come across anybody, from non-technical background reaching heights in, Salesforce Marketing Cloud?
You have millions of people like in Salesforce who are not from technical background. However, right now they are either developers, trainers, or business owners. They started their own consultancy and whatnot. You know, so uh, if you ask me, I mean, there is no stopping here. The sky is the limit. And
Uh,
you have to carry your any baggage that, okay, I am not from technical background or not, because Salesforce has made the UI so easy. I mean, that was the basic idea, and that's the reason why it is widely used. Why is it so popular? Because business owners who are, like, if someone is owning a business, he's not a technical person, right? Not necessary. If I'm owner of Amazon, uh, if I'm uh, if I'm the director of Amazon, not necessary that I'll have technical background, right? I might be from management side, but irrespective of that, I'll still need to be a user in Marketing Cloud if I have to have micromanagement and understanding of what is happening, of or the evaluating the reports and all that stuff. I might still need to be on that. Like, I gave a very big example of Amazon. Let's say a small business, small startup, if there is there, and it wants to send out emails and create its customer base. As a business owner, irrespective of whether I know the technology or not, I might still want to just go and analyze reports. So because of the ease of the UI that Salesforce has created, it is widely used and it is gaining more and more popularity. More and more businesses are using it because of it, because it's easy to use. It lessens the time that you spend behind technology and increases the time behind your actual goal of targeting people, sending more meaningful emails, engaging more people, and all of that.
okay. If I choose not to become a developer, then what's the next best, career, ladder, or what's the next best direction?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Could you please
Uh,
speak a bit louder?
yes. If I choose not to become a developer, for
Mm,
for any reason, what's the next best option, like admin, or how's the career graph is going to be?
See, developer is one of the options. The first thing you will do is you become a campaign manager. You manage campaigns, or else you can be an administrator when you manage the marketing cloud account, assign roles and permissions to the users. Developer comes at quite a later stage, after at least 1 2 years of admin experience. Then that would be a good time to take a call whether to go for developer or not. If not developer, you can go for consultant. While becoming consultant, in your consultant certification, you will learn Sales Cloud, how data is how data comes from Sales Cloud to Marketing Cloud and vice versa, how it is sent from Marketing Cloud to Sales Cloud. All of those things you will learn. So as a consultant, you can consult businesses on how to implement the platforms and all of that stuff. So you can decide whether to go for consultant, architect, then developer, then architect. So you can have your own custom journey, or else you can keep learning new technologies of Salesforce if that interests you. If you like teaching, like for example me, I love teaching. So I also, side by side, I'm training as a uh, you know in my free time. Apart from the developer work that I do, I also train people. So you can think of becoming a trainer. Salesforce has different certifications for it as well. You can get those certified and only do corporate trainings, and welcome new people to the platform, build the community. So very different approaches, very different goals, and you can choose whatever clicks to you more, suits you more. You can start your own consultancy if you're good at networking, if you're good at marketing. You can get projects from onshore and you can assign it to developers in India. You can build your own team. You can have your own business. You can. So depending on what clicks you more, you can choose that.
Right. If you are more interested in management roles, how you have to plan after training or initial,
Could you please repeat that for me again?
um, if you are more interested in management roles in your team, how how your approach should be, how your, how you need to start your journey after training.
After training, see, even if you're
During or after training, yeah.
yeah, during or after training, if you ask me if you want to become a manager or even be the individual contributor to the team, what I would tell you is learn the platform as much as you can, because tomorrow if you have a developer under you, or else if you have a campaign manager under you, you have to know as much as he does or more than he does, so that you can manage them well, right? You have
Right.
managers who have technical knowledge and experience, so that when you get stuck as a team member, you reach out to them, they give you solutions. Or sometimes you have managers who tell, do what you want, but I want this to be done. So depending on what kind of a manager you want to be, I would recommend initially just focus on learning the platform as much as you can, so tomorrow you can be a better manager. You understand, whenever you give a requirement, you beforehand know the challenges that might come across. You can provide those resources to your team members, and you can save time and make your team more effective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So initially, uh, learn the UI, be more acquainted, be more friendly with the UI as much as you can initially. Down the line, as a manager, you will be focusing more on the reports, you'll be focusing more on the tracking, all of that stuff that platform offers, which helps you in evaluating the effectiveness of different campaigns and how to use that in your decision making of your management side. You will focus more on that.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Finally, can you share us, like some tips or, like what aspect needs more focus during training, in the coming 3 4 weeks,
Yes.
like to be a
uh,
successful, Salesforce Marketing Cloud developer or admin? What things, need to master and
so in the introductory class, if you ask me, too early to answer. once I get to know each one of you better, once we are in the training, will be like a better place and point of time for me to answer that question. But high level overview, what all things to focus on initially, I would say focus on your course entirely. Do not uh, put more weightage on something and less weightage on something else, because all of the things in the course are interconnected. So something that you will learn in module 1 will be used in module 7. Something that you learn in segmentation will be used in journey, right? So the idea is to convert a business logic into a technical requirement and implement in marketing cloud. So to be able to do that, your entire course is divided in a way that it first teaches you the basics and then goes about building the logic, and then also has a side wherein for managers or for team leaders wherein you run reports and evaluate the campaigns and monitor all of those things. So all of these are part of the course, right? So I would recommend do all of that religiously, sincerely, because in the end everything is interconnected. If you want to evaluate why the campaign was not more successful, and or sometimes if you want to find out, I targeted these people, I don't know why an email has gone out to a person that I have did not target. In that case, again, you'll have to do troubleshooting, find out what went wrong. In that case, again, come back to the basics, check your data extensions and all of those things, your send flow, your logic that you implemented, find out the results are as per that. If not, then what changes needs to be made, and all of those things. So I would say uh, the course in and out. It's not a very lengthy course. It is 30 to 40 hours of time investment, and which is divided nicely across the period of days, that you get enough time to replicate things on your platform and master those. So initially, like focus 100% on the course so that all of the options are open for you, right? If I have a strong foundation, I'm in a better place to take a decision for myself of where I would want myself to go down the line, whether admin or developer or consultant or where, or just campaign manager. If campaign management is what clicks more to me, I can just build nice emails, segment data as per the requirement, and build more effective campaigns. I can still continue doing that.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, if you can do like an hour and a half classes every day, how many weeks do you think it may take to cover the whole course?
How many hours a day you say?
1.5 hours a day.
1.5 hours a day. So ideally, we would require 15 to 20 days.
Okay, if it's 1.5 hours a day.
Yeah, 1.5 hours a day. Yeah, in that case, it will require
Excluding
15 to 20.
weekends.
Yeah, and it completely depends, including so I'm saying days, working days. So if you choose to take a break on the weekends, then that will add up to the total number of days. So again, it completely depends on the batch as well. Like the speed, we can vary. If we have people who are highly technical, we can have a certain pace. If we have newcomers, we can slow it down for them and focus more on initial logic building as well and cover that for everyone. So depending on the batch, the speed varies, but ideally, it is 30 to 40 hours of commitment.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, Siddesh.
You're welcome. Okay. Do we have any more queries before we sign off for the day?
Yeah, Siddesh.
Yes, Pavan.
Yeah. In rare cases, some of the clients asking in interview panel live coding sensation. Um, in our batch, some of the people from non-IT.
Mm-hmm.
So how can they face the coding sensation in interview panel?
Interview panel. Okay. So that will completely depend on the role that you're applying for. If you're applying for a campaign manager role, they'll not ask you um, coding or development related questions. But then if
Not
your role,
not campaign manager role. It is marketing cloud developer role.
okay. So if you choose to apply for marketing cloud developer, right, there are certain prerequisites. In that case, ideal scenario, you have to go through the developer certification. If not certification, the course at least, whatever the course covers. So that course will have SQL. Excuse me. So that course will cover SQL, AMP SSJS, and all of that stuff that you are mentioning are being asked in the course. Right now, the course that we are doing is email specialist, which is one step before the developer.
Mhm.
So here I'll be providing you with resources and links to the articles that explain the development part in detail that you will have to cover on your own before you decide to apply for developer roles.
Okay. Thank you.
And ideally, it is a good practice if you want to become a developer. Sometimes just give an interview. Then in that case, just give 1 or 2 interviews and understand what is expected out of you, and then
Mhm.
after that, decide your learning strategy. And before giving the next interview, do that.
Mhm.
Like for my own example, few years back when I wanted to become a developer, I didn't have the developer certification back then, and I gave a couple of interviews and I understood what is expected, what is not, and then I got to know where I am and what is expected out of me, and then I just had to bridge that gap within like few months of studies and few focused approach wherein I learned the things that I didn't know, implemented those, and then gave the next interviews. And that's how I got into development initially. So if you ask me how to go about the questions wherein they'll ask you coding related stuff. So let's say, for example, if they give you an SQL query, if they give you a scenario where you have to build an SQL query, then in that case, you'll have to know SQL, right? Without knowing SQL, you won't be able to tackle that. So if you want to go developer path, I would recommend to start learning the things that you don't know from that course content of marketing cloud developer, and start learning and mastering that as soon as possible, and be ready for developer exams. Whatever guidance you need, you can reach out. We are always there to help. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, anyone else would like to ask any questions before we sign off? Or that's all from the questions and answer sides for the day? Okay, I'll take that as a no. And I would like to thank you all for giving me time to explain marketing cloud to you all, introducing marketing cloud to you all. I hope you all liked the demo, found it interactive, and I hope I have answered all your questions. If not, you can reach out any point of time and we'll definitely have all your queries answered. And personally, I would like to welcome you all to marketing cloud side, Salesforce. um, if you are new to this, I mean, trust me on it, it is the best market right now to be in, to build your expertise in. And when we join the course, I'll share you with all the links and platforms wherein you can continue your own self learning, wherein I find there are few people who are more inclined towards development, few people who are more inclined towards management. You guys can parallelly, along with our course, cater to few other things also that will help you quickly achieve the objectives and goals that you have for yourself in your journey. And that's it from my side for the day. Thank you all and have a nice day, everyone.
Yeah, Siddesh, please share me your contact number. Need to
Um,
discuss about
o-
the guys' doubts.
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your time, valuable time. I wish you happy Ganesh Chaturthi, and I'll see you during the class. And I look forward to see you all and share knowledge and experiences and learn from you as well. Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you. Same to you.